Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas. Viewers, high drama unfolded in Bengaluru's Nagaratpete, where a shopkeeper was brutally thrashed by 6 men on Sunday night. Now, this shopkeeper has alleged that he was beaten for playing the Hanuman Chalisa on loudspeaker during Azan. However, this claim by the shopkeeper is missing from the FIR which was lodged by Bengaluru cops. The BJP today took to the streets against Karnataka government, claiming that it is Congress's anti-Hindu stand that is giving rise to such acts of violence in the state. BJP leaders including Tejasvi Surya, Shobha gathered outside the shopkeeper's shop and in fact chanted Hanuman Chalisa. A protest belonging to the right-wing groups as well as the BJP was staged and a massive stir demanding a fair probe into the matter took place. As this protest intensified, the BJP Member of Parliament from Bengaluru South, Tejasvi Surya, was detained by Bengaluru cops.
ಜನ ಇವತ್ತು ಸೇರಿ ಸಮಸ್ತ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ಥೈರ್ಯ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು 6 ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಜನನ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತಕ್ಷಣವಾಗಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಭರವಸೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನ್ಯಾಯ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಭರವಸೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ತೆರಳುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಮರುಕಳಿಸಬಾರದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
कम्युनल इशू करने वाले कांग्रेस वाले हैं. तमिलनाडु से आता है, बम रखता है. दूसरे विधानसभा में पाकिस्तानी जिंदाबाद बोलता है. केरल से आता है, एसिड रखता है. इधर हनुमान चालीस कौन सीडी प्ले किया उसको मारता है. ये केवल कांग्रेस के कारण हो रही है. कांग्रेस मुसलमान को मदद दे रहे हैं, टेररिस्ट को मदद दे रहे हैं. इसके कारण ये सब हो रहा है.
सर, आज वो कह रहे हैं कि हिंदू लोगों का भी गिरफ्तारी हुआ है, तो ये इशू हिंदू मुस्लिम का नहीं है.
ये कांग्रेस वाले हिंदुओं को ऊपर डालना चाहते हैं. मुसलमान मारा, हिंदुओं को केस लगाया. ये केवल कांग्रेस का. इधर का मंत्री कौन है, एमएलए कौन है, उसका खेल है.
The police have arrested 2 more accused today in the case, taking the total number of arrests to 5. 6 people have been booked in the FIR. Suleiman, Shahnawaz, Rohit, Jawed, Tarun have been arrested so far, while Janish remains still at large. However, the shopkeeper who was attacked has claimed that the probe is not being conducted in a fair manner. Listen in.
Regarding Nagaratpete, day before yesterday night, there was an incident next to a prayer hall. Due to playing of Bhakti Geeta, there was an altercation and assault incident had taken place. In connection with this incident, so far 5 persons have been arrested and another person is to be arrested. So, as and when the incident took place, the DCP and other senior officers rushed to the spot and they have registered a case and investigated.
पुलिस से उम्मीद नहीं थी कि मुझे मेरा न्याय के बदले मुझे ही अरेस्ट करा जाएगा वैसा वगैरह. और जो जिसने क्राइम किया है ना, उसका छोटा भाई वगैरह FIR इंस्टाग्राम में पोस्ट डाल रहा है. आज जेल, कल बेल, फिर से वही खेल, ऐसा डाल रहे हैं.
अभी जो परमिशन नहीं दी गई है उस पर क्या लिखा है?
आज जेल, कल फिर बेल, फिर से वही खेल, फिर पुराना
आरोपी के छोटे भाई ने लिखा.
हाँ, छोटा भाई ने लिखा है.
ये सैयद रमन लिखो दे
स्टोरी लगा रहा है.
स्टोरी खुले हम डाल रहे हैं.
ये आरोप है कि जो आरोपी है उनके परिवार वाले जो है इस तरह से ये पोस्ट लगा रहे हैं कि आज जेल, कल बेल और फिर वही पुराना खेल.
And as politics speaks over the Hanuman Chalisa row, the BJP has accused Karnataka government of doing appeasement politics, while the Congress has called out the Saffron party for doing cheap politics.
आज कर्नाटक में कोई हिंदू सुरक्षित नहीं है. आज जहाँ पर कांग्रेस का सरकार रही है वहाँ पर हिंदुओं पर अत्याचार ही हुआ है. तो अब मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ उन सेकुलरिज्म के नेताओं को, क्यों इस पर बात नहीं कर रहे?
They didn't say that the people who have attacked, whatever the alleged attack has happened, there are Hindus in that. Out of 7 who have been booked by the cops, 4 are Hindus. Initially, when the shopkeeper complained, He never said that it is a Hanuman Chalisa. He said I was playing some songs. So why does the BJP every time bring in a religious angle for all the issues concerning law and order? Whatever happens, the police will impartially conduct an inquiry and book all those people who have taken law into their hands.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And for more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us, RP Singh is national spokesperson of the BJP. JVC Sriram is a political strategist and commentator. With us also is Rashmi Sawant, activist. Tanveer Ahmed is a political analyst. Syed Asad Abbas is a political analyst. Ravi Srivastava is also a political analyst joining us. Let me start first and foremost with Tanveer Ahmed. Tanveer Ahmed, BJP is saying that this is politics of appeasement. We saw the protests also on similar grounds today, where the Member of Parliament of Bengaluru South, Tejasvi Surya, was also detained. What would you say to this allegation of the BJP?
See, when the great Tulsidas wrote Hanuman Chalisa, he started saying, Buddhihin tanu janike simru pavan kumar, bal buddhi vidya deho mohe, haranu kalesh bihar, jai Hanuman gyan gun sagar, jai kapishapi ho loku jagar. Because he knew that people who definitely lack wisdom, knowledge and understanding of what Lord Hanuman was. Let me just start with Tejasvi Surya. Every time when you go to election, you go on your previous contribution and future programs. You don't go on issues which are going to incite violence or trigger problems. Tejasvi Surya is a very eminent and prominent leader of Karnataka, and especially from Bangalore. I would have really loved this young man had he gone into to election mode by saying what are his contribution in the past, what are his future programs. This type of politics never happened in Karnataka, because Karnataka always judges people on the basis of contribution and future programs. Yes, absolutely, what happened, the fight is totally uncalled for, totally unlike Kannadigas. People who have really taken violence as a way to stop, they should definitely be booked, they should be put behind bars, but making this issue such a large issue, and especially from a leader like Shobha Karanlaje, whom I truly respect, is totally uncalled for, totally un-Kannadiga, totally people of Karnataka are going to reject. And last point, Madhav, last point, very importantly, this was a fight between two individuals, and bringing this to a national issue as a national platform, saying that this is Hindu versus Muslims, is absolutely undone and un-Kannadiga, and I think people of Karnataka should reject both these leaders, Shobha Karanlaje as well as Tejasvi Surya.
Okay, RP Singh, it is an issue that is being blown up. Factually, of course, there have been several questions that have come in from the side of the Congress party as well. But in this particular instance, all this is happening ahead of polls, only with an idea to communalize an issue. This is the charge coming in from the Congress over there. How do you respond, RP Singh?
Well, let me read another part of the Hanuman Chalisa also, which says, Tumhare bhajan Ram ko paave, janam janam ke dukh bisravre, anant kal raghubar jai, yahan janam har bhakt kahai. I mean, but you're not allowing someone to recite the name of Hanuman, and that too in a city like Bangalore. So, what is it? Why are they doing so? And who is provoking them to do so? Why? Where do they get all that strength to do so? And where could they muster all that power to do so, that they can go and thrash a person who was just playing Hanuman Chalisa at a shop? And what was the promise made by then chief at the time of election in May 23 by the Deputy CM, Mr. D. Shivakumar, who was contesting that time? We will build Hanuman temples in the state. I promise you that we will build many, many Hanuman temples in the state. But this is the state where someone is reciting Hanuman Chalisa in his shop, and then you have objection of his recitation, and then you are trying to cover it up by picking up certain people, and that too also wrong people, and just to try to make it feel like it's not a Hindu Muslim, it's not about religion, it's just about some fight between two people which has happened. No, it happened only because Hanuman Chalisa was recited by a man.
Okay.
And you booked 2 Hindus also, 3 Muslims also, tried to be secular, saying that we are very secular, see, we have booked everyone, and tried to appease a certain section of society.
Okay.
But come straight on it, sir. Stand by your promise which you made during elections. Mr. Shivakumar, you made a promise. You said, we will build temples. I am a Hanuman Bhakt. Where is that Hanuman Bhakt today?
Okay. I want Ravi Srivastava to come in on that. Ravi Srivastava, where is a promise made by Mr. D.K. Shivakumar? It's not being kept, and this is nothing but an attempt to try and appease the certain vote banks, is what the BJP is saying, and also saying that this attempt of giving or arresting people of different religions is only an attempt to try and cover up. How do you respond to this?
Madhav, first of all, I think everybody recalls that how Mr. Narendra Modi invoked Bajrang in Karnataka before the assembly elections, and what was the fate? The Kannadigas are very intelligent people that do not fall for this kind of polarizing issues which Mr. Tejasvi Surya is trying to play. Mr. Tejasvi Surya has got, as a BJP president, has got a dubious record. He got in the deep COVID instance, he got some minority workers removed from their job. He is the one who opened the exit door of the Indigo flight between Bangalore and Chennai, along with Mr. Annamalai, who is the BJP president in Tamil Nadu. So such is a...
What does that have to do with this, sir? I don't understand the connection of an airport door and this.
I know. He has got a very dubious record of writing a tweet for the Arab women on tweet. I hope you are well aware of that. And the women had actually taken it very strongly in Bengaluru. So such is the character, and he is trying to polarize people. And when there is no mention of the Hanuman Chalisa in the FIR, the FIR does not speak. It says about the loud music. So loud music is not a crime anyway. But anyway, the probe should happen, and whoever is guilty should be punished. I have no issue with that. But it should not be taken on the Hindu-Muslim lines and try to divide people once again. Like Bajrang
FIR does not mention Hanuman Chalisa even once. JVC Sriram, and Tejasvi Surya is a person who has a track record of attempting to give a communal color or communal spin on certain issues. And that is the track record that he is known for, says Ravi Srivastava. Please respond to that charge.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to all your viewers and the panelists. I just do not want to get into this ugly thing of polarization, Hindu-Muslim. I want to just show the mirror of the Congress party and their performance in the past, which is now also reflecting. Let us look at it as purely as a law and order issue. Between 2013 and 2018, during the first time regime of Siddaramaiah, 6,521 murders had taken place, out of which 2,531 were women. This is the track record of the Congress government headed by Mr. Siddaramaiah. We have seen several riots happening in different parts of Karnataka. We have also seen one of the worst drought. We have also seen being the #1 in corruption with a rank of 77%. These are all on media. Mother, every data which I am giving is recorded on the media. Now, this government, whether it is including Hanuman Chalisa or they probing the case in the right manner or not, what I am backing up with is, why is there a law and order problem every time Siddaramaiah gets into the chief ministership saddle? Now look at Basavaraj Bommai, somewhere in 2021 if I'm right, Mahadevpura in Bangalore, riots happened. In 24 hours time, he brought it under control. A police station was burnt. I think viewers will remember that. Now why is it that every time, I don't want to, give any kind of a spin here, but we have also seen after a long time, Rameshwaram Hotel, what happened. I just want to place it on record. So, the issue is, as an analyst, as a political person who's seeing from outside, I want to place it before the people's court that Mr. Siddaramaiah and Congress party promised several moons and guarantees. But what you are getting week after week is these kind of issues. I don't know whether it is because of
okay, I think that's a fair point. That's a fair point that is being made by you.
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, that's a fair point being made by you, Mr. Sriram. And let me bring in fact, Syed Asad Abbas on that. Syed Asad Abbas, he is referring to... coming to each of you one by one. There are several panelists who have not yet spoken. Let's have a quick round of opening comments from everyone, please. And then I'll come to each of you.
Just small rebuttal. Just a small rebuttal.
Okay, quickly.
Just small rebuttal.
Quickly.
After Siddaramaiah took over, the crime here in Karnataka has really dropped down 27%. That is what the data says. And I don't know the gentleman who spoke before me, what was he referring to data? I can really, bit by bit, piece by piece, I can really talk about the data. Yes, you can really go with Syed.
No, but there is one data, and this is the question I had for Syed Asad Abbas. Syed Asad Abbas, I think there is one point though.
I have given the data from 2013 to 18.
Okay, that's the 2013 to 18 data which he's talking about when Siddaramaiah was in power the last time round. But there is one factoid from that which I think is very telling, because there were cases withdrawn against 175 activists of PFI who were booked for rioting in different parts of the state. At that time too, there were allegations, Syed Asad Abbas, that this is nothing but a move to appease. And later we all know what has happened to the PFI. So even an organization such as that, if their members are, their cases are being diluted or withdrawn, that does raise some serious questions.
Let me address straight things to the incident that occurred here. आरपी सिंह साहब, आप कुछ कह रहे थे, मैंने दोनों से सुना, हनुमान चालीसा जो बता रहे थे आप, तनवीर भाई और आरपी सिंह भाई. मेरा ये मानना है कि ना हिंदू बुरा है ना मुसलमान बुरा है, जो करता बुराई वो इंसान बुरा है. The fact is, Madhav Saab, you've stayed here for the longest time. You know how beautiful a city Bangalore is. The fact we need to understand, when Bharatiya Janata Party speaks of Sarva Dharma Sambhav, why does it not convert into action? When we speak of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, why does it not convert into action? Respected sir, who are the people in the FIR registered? There is Suleiman, there is Shahnawaz, there is Rohit, there is Danish, and there is Tarun, one other absconding. The police authorities have lodged the FIR, and as per the complaint, they have proceeded. Respected sirs, have faith in the Karnataka police. It's the same police which has served under BJP leaders like Yediyurappa and Basuraj Bommai. Now let me tell you, Madhav Saab, where my bone of contention with Mr. Tejasvi Surya is. The police has done its duty, FIR is lodged, all of that is done. Now, where is the need for a Shobha or a Tejasvi Surya to go out there and protest? During the model code of conduct, is this what you want to do? Communalize, polarize, at what end, at what ground? It really hurts me as a Bangalorean, as a Kannadiga, that the land of Kuvempu and Baswana is turning out to be Hindu-Muslim. We have a problem with those. Suleiman, Shahnawaz, Rohit, Danish, arrest them. Let them go under the perjury of law. But doing this for mere votes, for elections, for polarizing, where is the need to protest? Where is the need to bring out so many people?
No, they will say that they started the protest yesterday and then the police swung into action, Syed Asad Abbas. They also have a right to protest. I mean, every citizen does, whether they're an MP or a common citizen. Can you take away that right from them?
No, Madhav Saab, I'll tell you, yes, you've raised the right question. The fact is, when there is model code of conduct which is taking place, no MP candidates are allowed to protest. The same reason why B. Dayananda, the commissioner, ordered for a preventive detention of Shobha Karanlaje and Tejasvi Surya.
Rashmi Sawant, just come to you in a minute. JVC is perhaps best placed to answer this. Is there any bar on any candidate protesting? JVC, as per the MCC?
See, when there is an injustice which has been committed to a person, when the person who was being beaten says that this was the reason for which I was beaten, but that is not there in the FIR, and a people's representative, and who is also contesting for being a people's representative, has a right to protest. The police has a right to take them into preventive custody. There is no harm in it. Just because you have a model code of conduct, that doesn't mean that you should not fight for the people's rights. They have got every right. As much as Tejasvi Surya has got a right, police have also got the right to take him into preventive custody. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. But if the politics of appeasement had not been done, if the politics of appeasement had not been done by the Congress party.
Mr. Asad Abbas, one second. Let's not speak in the air. Are you citing any particular section of the MCC? Do you have the rule in front of you which bars him from protesting?
Absolutely, sir.
Please tell us, what is the rule? Read it out.
Let me tell you. Mr. B.
Please tell us.
Dayananda, the Bangalore Commissioner of Police, stated in his account to
Sir, please tell the rule
people of
number.
media that
Please tell the
during
rule number.
model code of
Don't say the
conduct of
interpretation.
elections, you cannot protest. The same reason why they were
Sir,
coming
please
to
tell the rule
preventive
number.
custody.
Sir, whatever
Preventive
the
custody they were
respected
taking.
police commissioner is saying, is it backed
Please
up by
quote the rule
facts?
number.
Does the MCC really back this up? I really haven't heard of such a provision.
Please
But,
quote the rule number.
Yeah, I have not heard of such a provision. But, at the end of the day, let me bring in Rashmi. Rashmi, sorry for bringing you so late into this debate. But at the end of the day, you have the biggest argument coming in from Dinesh Gundu Rao is that don't communalize this because there are Rohit and Tarun too who are Hindus amongst those who have been arrested. So therefore, to call this a purely communal issue is not correct, says Dinesh Gundu Rao. You would have seen his reaction as well. I want you to comment on that.
Well, I think this is a question of law and order, and bringing sort of the communities into it is actually taking away from the fact that there's a collapse of law and order. After a very long period of stability and peace within the state, I'm a Kannadi myself who prides, living and working in Karnataka. It is actually disheartening to see a terror attack after a very long, spell of peace and stability. And then we have people getting beaten up. The person who got beaten up, Mukesh is an upstanding businessman. He should be allowed to conduct his business in peace. He's getting beaten up. And then our own, current deputy chief minister, he's agreed, and he's somebody who's outspokenly one of the so-called Shishyas of Kotwal Ramchandra, who used to be a gangster who terrorized parts of Bangalore. And it's very disheartening to see that kind of, rowdy politics make a comeback. And I think as a common citizen, this breaks my heart the most. And, I think it goes without saying that in Congress regime, unless there is a protest, there is no due action taken. We've seen that here in Udupi, a small town called Udupi as well, where it took 8 days for the police to take so motor cognizance of a crime committed against women. It took 8 days of protest. It took 8 days of people spilling out on the streets. So that is the kind of, administration and example that the Congress is setting, that it's requiring people, it's requiring opposition to actually sit on the streets for law and order to function.
Okay.
I think that's something that needs to be looked at.
Okay.
And that is the failure that needs to be addressed, that needs to be questioned by every law-abiding citizen of Karnataka.
Okay, there are repeated examples of the government going soft. It's this kind of appeasement politics, Ravi Srivastava, that Rashmi Sawant says is ruining the law and order situation on ground. Coming to each of you one by one, please. Question for Ravi Srivastava and also specifics. There is the instance of G Parmeshwar asking the police to revoke cases against quote-unquote innocent youth and students arrested in the Hubli and Shivamoga riots. What could be the reason for that? Doesn't this all fall in the same pattern, sir?
Madhav, I just want to say that those who are saying that the last 5 years under Basavaraj Bommai was a Ram Rajya in the Karnataka, let me remind them, this is all kind of communal seats were sown during that period. Don't you recall the attacks happened in the Bengaluru? Don't you recall what happened in Shimoga? Don't you recall what happened in Mysuru, where the girl in the hijab was just running away, hounded by these saffron wearing gundas? You forgot that. And what all has happened over the Azan, the hijab, the halal, all kind of dramas happened in last 5 years only. When did it happen? Who said the law and order was ultimate during the regime of Mr. Basavaraj Bommai? I think the right wingers were just playing truant across the state. And we had several incidents which are on record where the law and order was in question.
Rashmi, you want to respond to that?
Well, yes, I think during Basavaraj Bommai's rule, we did not see cases against Hindus being withdrawn, but we see a clear case of criminal cases against a particular community being withdrawn during the Siddaramaiah rule. During the Bommai rule, it was Hindus who were being killed. It was Praveen Nettaru who was killed here in, Mangalore that you're talking about. So you cannot point this out. And there was not a single, so-called terror attack that happened. What happened at Rameshwaram? It was an outright terror attack. The hijab protest, it was propped up. It was propped up. Hijab has never been a point of contention here in Udupi, a place where I have studied in that college. It has never been a point of contention. Everybody has adhered to the uniform, but it was picked picked up as a communal issue during that very particular time, and it was supported by the opposition of the day, which is in power right now. So it is only natural that they are now withdrawing cases against miscreants who were involved in the very riots that you're stating here. So this is a very twisted way of justifying the sort of ills that the in Karnataka.
Yes, Madhav Sahab, it's very important to understand that this is a law and order issue. There is absolutely no need for a Tejasvi Surya or any of the BJP leaders to say that Congress is getting into appeasement politics. It would be appeasement. Look at the people named in the FIR. There are Hindus, there are Muslims. How is it appeasement of sorts? We need to understand that the Karnataka police is able. They are doing the best of abilities, the best of job, and have faith in the Karnataka police. They will set the criminals through. Making it political, making it time and again.
Why are you doubting the Karnataka police? They have recorded whatever is there in the FIR. Let's go by the investigation. Don't politicize the law and order issue. Please respond to him.
Okay, first let's talk about the data about the crime rate in Bengaluru. It has gone up by 48.34%. It's the news by Deccan Herald. I was Googling and searching it. So it's there on the record. And it's almost grown up by from 46,000 cases to 68,000 cases. But there's a one point. I'll ask your research team to go through the Facebook of the accused. The family member was saying, aaj jail, kal bail, or fir wahi khel. But this there on the Facebook of the people who are accused. And also, police is intendingly trying to balance it out. There's a question mark. And they are saying it's a loud music. It's not a loud music. The man who has been hurt, Mukesh himself said that it was just the Hanuman Chalisa. I mean, they are given a new twist to it. No, it was a loud music. The fact is that they are trying to do a balancing act, trying to appease certain vote bank. That's why doing so. Otherwise, where does the Hindu comes into the being? It was all because Hanuman Chalisa was being recited. Certain set of people came and thrashed that boy. Why would a Hindu come and thrash someone because someone is reciting Hanuman Chalisa? This clearly shows the intent of the police under the Siddharamaiah and
I want Tanveer to respond to the point on data because he was referring to some data points. Tanveer, I want you to respond to what RP Singh is saying because he's saying the data that has been published in reputed journals in Bengaluru is to the contrary what you're saying, and he's saying that it is the police that is perhaps trying to take this investigation into a different direction than what has actually happened is the BJP spokesperson's allegation. Please respond, Tanveer.
See, let me really tell you that when Bhaskar Rao was the commissioner during BJP's regime, everybody reposted their confidence in Bhaskar Rao because he's a very able officer. Today he's a BJP leader. But Dayanand Reddy is also absolutely a fantastic officer, and we have Alok Mohan. We all really know that his capabilities are far superior than any officer in India. And regarding database, I don't know what database he is referring to. I'm actually referring to the amount of FIRs which have been formed, the amount of FIRs which have been registered, and the cases which have been resolved. On that basis, last year to this year, 27%, the crime rate has gone down. So he does need to really understand when the crime rate goes down, doesn't mean the number of FIRs. It means the number of cases which have been solved, the number of that. And regarding very important thing which I am talking about, Hanuman Chalisa. Yes, people, if at all it was Hanuman Chalisa which was recited and people who have come here to incite violence, they are criminals. Same are the criminals who want to really protest about Azan. Same are the people who really do have problem with hijab, halal, and particular issues of a community. They should also definitely be put in the same basket. Why are you differentiating people who have problem with Hanuman Chalisa to people who have problem with Azan? For me, everybody is a criminal. If at all anybody has a problem with Hanuman Chalisa, and if at all somebody has a problem, yes.
Nobody is justifying anybody who violates the law. But quick closing comments from many hands going up. Just one by one, gentlemen. I want JVC to comment now. JVC.
DK Shukumar.
See, I want to reiterate one thing. There is no issue with hijab. The issue with hijab was in the school, in the college, in the uniform. That's what we need to understand. We all repose faith in the police force of Karnataka, but we do not have the faith on the Congress government, which do not allow the police to function with freedom. That is the point.
No, that's
all right.
Only to counter that.
Yeah.
There were slogans which were raised in Vidhan Sabha. Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah gave full hand to the police and the forensic science laboratory.
But it was denied, sir. There were ministers who were in denial. Finally, the arrest took place many days later.
Yes,
the fact is that there were many people in denial when it first came out. That's also a fact.
Also in the Rameshwaram Cafe case, the case was very respectfully researched by the Karnataka team and handed over to the NIA. Siddaramaiah under his able government, he is fully doing his best.
It was not handed over to NIA. NIA took it over. NIA took it over.
This is not about doing politics here. It was a law and order issue dealt accordingly. So please stop making Karnataka and the place of Bengaluru a beautiful city where we Hindu, Muslim, all of us together decide in unity. Stop dividing it for your
Congress government is making the beautiful city ugly.
We don't want politics, sir. Your politics need to stop now. Bangalore is a startup hub, capital of India and soon to be the world. Do we want to see Bangalore as a communal place? No. Karnataka is a land of beauty and unity.
I think the onus is on all. The onus is on all. Even those who are in power, whichever party it may be, has to ensure that the law and order situation does not go out of hand. And certainly there will be questions asked, whichever party is in power, about whether they have, either through acts of commission or omission, failed to act upon the situation that they are presented before themselves. We'll have to leave it there for the moment. I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us on debate number 1. RP Singh continues to be with us for debate number 2.